technology. The only trouble is finding out how he's made this demon of the underworld so lifelike, almost too lifelike. Coming up with a group costume that hasn't been done 100 times already is so darn near impossible. This family took it back to the basics with an illuminated version of classic stick figures. I'd say all that soldering work to produce these adorable get-ups certainly paid off. Check out this bone-chilling animated costume. That poor child didn't stand a chance against the wrath of stems and vines surrounding this mutant vegetable. This has me looking at pumpkin patches in a whole new way. Remember that quirky cartoon cast from Nickelodeon's hit series Doug? This group costume is fairly easy to pull off, yet widely overlooked, making it a total showstopper. There are plenty of good shows from the 90s to choose from, but the banjo-playing boy from Bluffington holds a special place in all of our hearts. This girl decided to go all out with a King Kong-themed costume. Finished with a giant gorilla hand, she successfully created the illusion of being carried away by the monstrous primate, which makes her costume genuinely spectacular. Seeing this brings back all the feels for Anne and Kong. Why couldn't everyone just let them be? We've seen loads of Edward Scissorhands costumes in Halloween's past, but not many that come fully equipped with a live topiary bush. This person not only flawlessly executes Johnny Depp's dark role, but also took the time to construct the topiary using 24 artificial boxwood hedge mat handles, loads of chicken wire, and about 3,000 zip ties. Now that's some hardcore dedication to recreating the Tim Burton masterpiece if I've ever seen it. Zoinks! Jeepers! The gang's all here. Fred, Velma, Daphne, Shaggy, and of course, Scooby-Doo. This family aced everything from the attire to becoming fully immersed in their characters. No ghost stands a chance against this family of 5. Who doesn't have fond childhood memories of these tiny green army men? Or maybe it's the not-so-fond memories of stepping on them that stands out. Either way, these plastic soldiers are easily recognizable and wrapped in nostalgia. Whether you go solo like the first guy, or get your friends involved as shown in the second photo, this costume brings out the kid in all of us. And hey, you might even run into a fellow army man like the 2 guys in the third photo, making for one epic standoff. Regular old pumpkins aren't very scary. Actually, quite the opposite. But a rotten jack-o'-lantern that looks positively sinful, well, that blends the festive nature of autumn with the horror nature of Halloween just perfectly. Check out this intricately handmade mask, appropriately named Rotten Reggie, and see what I mean. Skeletons make timelessly spooky costumes, but what brings this costume to the next level is the pooch behind the paint. I wonder how they got this good boy to sit still so long. Perhaps it was a juicy bone. You can dress up as a samurai or as a stormtrooper, but this person took it a step further by blending them to become a samurai stormtrooper. Now this is one hybrid I wouldn't want to mess with. Do you have a hard time choosing between Halloween and Christmas? Well, this guy found the perfect way to merge the two with this scary take on classic German folklore. This costume reminds us why it's important to be on the nice list this holiday season. This kid's Halloween costume is so wrong, it's right. He killed it with a human meat grinder that appears to have already pulverized his legs. I'm just wondering how he plans on trick-or-treating in that thing. If you've got a peanut allergy, look away now. This girl went above and beyond with an innocently hilarious take on Mr. Peanut. The details complete the look. I'm not gonna lie, I had to triple take at this costume to understand what was going on. This guy takes the typical zombie get-up to another realm with a dismembered arm that seems to have a life of its own. Try this yourself, and with some good acting and prop placement, you'll have people struggling to figure out how this is done. We all love a good play on words, and this girl hit the nail on the head with her Ghost of Maloney costume. Besides a fake beard, a golden grill, and a white button-down, all this outfit needs is the abundance of face and neck tattoos. Let's all hope the ghost of Post Malone can still hold a beat. Otherwise, this might get really spooky. Maybe it's the black and white photos or the grim facial expressions, but Halloween seemed exceptionally horrifying back in the day. Take these 2 people and their horses dressed as skeletons in the 1920s, for example. These old school costumes, though simple in nature, could seriously give you a bump in the night.
This stuff goes back hundreds
This
of years.
isn't what it looks like.
Thanksgiving,
Believe it or
all
not,
that stuff.
this girl's seemingly separated head is still attached to the rest of her body. All it took was a little bit of paint to create this graphically realistic optical illusion.
We've been doing
This
it for hundreds and
adorable
hundreds
crimson
of
cloaked
years.
treater may have
Some of this
gotten
stuff is
lost on the
brand
way to
new.
her grandmother's house. Or perhaps she's too busy filling her baskets with sweets. What really makes this Red Riding Hood costume spectacular is the cooperation from her canine counterpart. I mean, if you have a pet that you love, why not dress them up for Halloween? It's time for this kid to save the galaxy as our favorite fearless furball. He even came equipped with his usual arsenal of weapons to ensure that no matter what candy fiasco he finds himself in, he's ready to handle it all. Besides being amazingly creative, this duo depicting Peter Pan and his shadow is just downright adorable. The imagination behind this costume makes me believe they're more likely headed for the mystical island of Neverland than to collect candy. Now, if only they had a big dog dressed as Nana with them, I'd be seriously impressed. I'm honestly at a loss for words with this cinematic costume. Its ominously apocalyptic appearance is enough to make anyone's hair stand on end. I wouldn't want to see those two walking towards me on Halloween, or any other night for that matter. According to this weatherman, the forecast for Halloween is showing spooky with a chance of candy. Just imagine seeing this skeleton delivering your local weather report. I can't tell whether to laugh or be scared by his clever use of the green screen. The cut-off mask this guy made is truly what nightmares are made of. He even took the time to show what lurks under the skin on his own face. Chilling. Okay, so this is something you never want to see in real life. Imagine you're boarding a plane only to be introduced by a pilot who's lost his vision. I think I'd rather just drive. But thanks anyways. This pilot either has a great sense of humor or he merely enjoys scaring people senseless. Star Wars fans will love this incredible use of a pregnant belly to mimic the Death Star. It's hard to say who's winning this galactic battle, but there's one thing we know for sure. That's no moon. Who could forget the infamous nude photos of Kim Kardashian that broke the internet? This guy certainly hasn't forgotten, and he took it to a whole new level by recreating the magazine cover for Halloween. Luckily for us, he chose to wear clothes for this one. Remember the 90s movie Mars Attacks featuring aliens plotting to take over Earth? If not, this costume should jog your memory. One dedicated fan reminds us of the menacing red eyes and exposed brains that rock the big screen with his impressive costume. This creepy mask and weathered blonde wig capture the immortal Joe look to a T. It's essential to have an impressively frightening look if you want to rule the wasteland and become the tyrant you always imagined. I'm just saying that I wouldn't want to disobey this guy in a post-apocalyptic world, or any world for that matter. Is it just me, or do Halloween costumes...
Like look at this. But look at that.
That's good. That one's kind of okay.
That one's the one that you buy.
Okay, I gotta say that one's good.
Yeah. That one's really good. That one's good. And they always use like this kind of, I don't know. There's a lot of skills.
because of the way the paint, the black and white paint's here.
Yeah, it looks
say that because you never. Just because right now doesn't mean like 5 years from now how you're gonna be feeling, or 2 years from now. Your muscles will get better. Yeah.
I love that. But that takes a serious skill.
I know. You gotta start somewhere. It's called practice.
You got like more like metal. I wish you could like buy that kind of stuff like off of Amazon. But instead of that, you'll get that mask that we saw.
Mass produced.
You know those masks that you always see at Walmart?
The rubber ones.
Yeah. See the eyes and stuff.
Bugsy, bunny. Like her chicken costume. Purple guy.
That's really cool.
We need to go to MetroCon this year.
Metrocon?
Yes.
Is that like
I keep telling you
video
about it.
game?
Oh, it's video games, Dragon Ball Z, anime. You get to meet the voice actors behind and stuff.
Oh, man. You want
Yeah, people dress up like.
I might find some people with weird costumes. Well, I don't know. When's the
This
last
is the
time I was
7-passenger
down
Accurate MDX,
So yeah, I want to take it
designed for South Florida.
too young.
Visit your Bay Area Accurate
Now
dealer for
you're old.
attractive offers on the
Oh,
MDX.
And now I'm getting too old to go. No, I'm not too old to go.
It's 2019! Is everyone enjoying the year so far? I definitely am. I don't even know if this year could be going any
Let me
better
show you
than
what
it is.
MetroCon looks like.
Isn't it like, what's it called? Jeez, look at that! That's like, that looks like you just took it right out of the TV. You look like took it right from the game and put it into reality. Man.
Okay, so this is where we're going to this, Anthony. So we're gonna get your mom to
So you have to wear a costume.
huh?
So you have to wear
No, you don't have to wear a costume, but
I want to wear a costume.
what am I gonna wear? Anthony? I know, yeah, we gotta wear a costume. We have to wear a costume.
This is what they sell at the stores. This is what they sell at like Walmart and stuff.
Exactly. Hey, they all look kind of look the same. Like this cheap plastic,
Yeah.
painted one purple, painted one orange.
It's like, it's supposed to be that the homemade ones are supposed to look like bootlegs. But it's kind of the opposite. Like, this is what the official Five Nights at Freddy's costumes are. That are supposed to not look like bootlegs, but they do look like bootlegs. And this is something that somebody made at home. Like, probably even by themselves. Jeez. Need to step up the game.
Metrocon, Comic-Con.
What is it?
Content for a convention.
What's Sakura? Wow.
SakuraCon?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Oh my god.
But you have to be like 13 years old.
I'm going to that shit. Nah, you have to be $61. But it's worth it though.
Oh, 16. How old do you have to be? Hi,
You can go. You can go. You can't go to the parties, like, because they have, like, parties at night, too, where...
It's adults. And...
Exactly. Everybody's dressed up in their, like, Sonic costume. I'm telling you, Anthony, it's the craziest shit you'll see, man.
And even that looks better than this. Like, even that, like, a family made. Like, I'd rather wear that. That right there.
That's it.
Hey Google, find a manicurist near me. I found a few nail
I
salons
like
near you.
her contact lenses.
This prison inside the shoes we live in. Together we'll have.
Now that looks like a bootleg. Well, it is 3D printed. Maybe if you just added some eyebrows, it would look better.
Yeah, no, what does 3D print mean?
It's,
3D printer. They use a 3D printer.
yeah,
You can tell, too, because all the lines and...
yeah.
It looks like a Nintendo 64 game.
I mean, that looks good for 3D printing. I mean, I'll probably like get some pieces of paper from.
I'm definitely gonna get one, like a 3D printer. But it's so funny how this is on my birthday.
Oh really?
Yeah, you can't go to this part because it gets crazy at night. Yeah, that shit is dope, man. I'm gonna go to that shit. I can go there as a kid too.
Yeah, but I'll probably be more fun.
Oh, you don't have to rush your life because your life is designed to be. Your life is gonna be great, Anthony. Trust me, it's gonna be better than mine. Not better, I wouldn't say that, but you're gonna have a lot better opportunities. You don't have to work as hard as we did or our moms did because the world is getting easier. You don't have to go to the war. You don't have to go work in the landmines. The hardest thing you have to do is stay out of trouble. You know when it's time to go home, know when it's time to get out of the streets. Because pretty soon you're going to be on your own, like, not on your own, but you're going to have your own car. You know what I mean? So you can decide what time you want to come home. You got to know when it's time to get the hell out, you know? I have to teach you that. You gotta know when it's time to, when you recognize something is going wrong, you gotta be like, alright guys, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. That's the hardest thing I think about for anybody's life, any man's life.
Is that real?
Oh shit. Damn, so
Dear
there's two of them now.
Let's keep bringing the power. The passion.
I don't have any money. No, I don't have a job. All this cool shit.
Look at this beautiful
I gotta hurry to get a job.
Marvel Legends series of Avengers.
Beautiful.
To
That's a
control the
beautiful
entire
glove.
universe. Alright, so let's take a look at the box for a second before we open
Try
this baby up. It is extremely cool.
Top spike.
I feel like a kid on Christmas. Let's open this thing up.
I want that for Christmas.
Got my
I
X-Acto
want
knife.
both. You know what I mean?
But both of them what if like one's right and one's I think that one's right.
Instruction manual
because
on how
in
to
the
control
movie
the Infinity
Yeah,
that was
Gems.
right.
It was right.
So I'm thinking that both of them pretty bad.
Key piece of material
They also have
that
one
comes
left.
with it.
Yeah, it
Apparently
was.
batteries not included.
Yeah,
I have three.
yeah. When
so
Iron Man made
make
it,
sure
it was on the right.
I'm sure we have some batteries right somewhere.
It
Oh, wow,
even
this
shows
is
it.
really big. Okay. Got some extra tape inside here. Pull it
Yeah,
down.
that's pretty sick, man.
This baby out. Oh my
I want
goodness.
both. I want that one.
Oh wow, that's major. Okay.
They're not playing around with these
Obviously, you don't
toys.
want to jostle.
But I bet you that's like a
Infinity
$200
Very serious.
toy. Probably $100. I wouldn't pay $200 for that. Hell no.
Back.
But I would pay about $150 for it.
Alright, so we got palm side up.
Probably
Fingers are
$170. Ooh, I
articulating
love the way
like
those
that.
fingers do that.
Wow.
One day some kid's gonna
Okay,
build that in
flip it
his
over.
mom's garage, like,
Oh,
and it's gonna
that's
work.
really pretty, you guys. That's really nice. It makes me want to go see Endgame again for the, I don't know, 15th time. This is massive. Oh, I want to show you in here. Okay, this is really cool. If you can see it, it's hard to see, but there's some pulleys inside that you put your fingers in so that you can articulate the fingers. So there's a couple of them in there that you can see. Hopefully we get a good shot of that. But if you don't have giant hands like Thanos or other characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you would in fact not be able to use this. I don't quite have Thanos hands. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to make do with the pulley system here. All right. Oh my gosh, I've got my hands around it. That's so cool. I love it. Wow, this is awesome. Oh man, I can't wait to play with this. We're gonna carry it around the office. Oh, this is okay. Wait, let's go through the stones. We're gonna have to go through the stones here. Of course, the time stone.
Wait, doesn't that mean you'll
Time
have?
stone. Got
Does
your
it
town
light up?
stone. Got your space stone.
You can see it from another
Tesseract.
universe. This is
got
from
your-
Universe X.
You know, guys, pouring out vision. It's just so sad.
That means like a different stone.
And then you got the Mind Stone, pouring out for Vision. And then you have the Reality Stone.
Yeah, Vision got his ass toe.
And then you have the Soul Stone.
That's the Soul
I
Stone?
wanna
That looks
put
like
batteries in
a
this.
love
Yeah.
stone or something. That's
Yeah,
like pink or
that's
something.
Yeah.
So, this
I guess at that angle,
right
you
in here,
know,
Oh, yeah.
it looks better that way.
the battery case. It's pretty handy. All right. Let's open this up.
So definitely it lights up.
Right, hi.
Because it's batteries.
Who's gonna move that? Thumbs up this video.
I learned that from my grandpa. Oh, yeah.
And
I really hope you
subscribe
guys
to.
liked Endgame. There's been a lot of debate.
I've been going to CNET since I was like
It seems like people
20
liked
years
it.
old.
No, I enjoyed it.
That has taught me a lot.
I'm not going to say any spoilers about what my favorite scene was, but
This
the
website
Russo
where
brothers
she's
did
from.
say that the spoiler ban has been lifted, so
See
if you
that.
want to put
Yeah,
your
see that.
favorite Endgame moment down in the
When I
comments,
used to work at
I'm not going to
America
fight you,
Online,
to be honest, and maybe I'll come in and tell you
Dell.
what mine is, too.
I used to use that
Alright, batteries
website.
have been installed. We are
I don't
good.
know. It helped me build
Put this back
computers when I
on.
was a kid. Ooh, when I get my next job,
Is it gonna-
I'm gonna build a computer that's gonna be like VR. That's a joke. It's gonna
Okay.
be able to run 2 VRs at
I
once.
really-
That's how powerful it's gonna be.
All right. My hand in here again. And also,
I want to build a
This right here,
multitask computer
button,
where we can both
is a
log in at
release.
the same time.
So once
and play
you
games and
use the
stuff
gauntlet
like
for something
I want it to
awesome,
be that powerful.
like, say,
and you can make them that
undoing the
powerful.
snapshot. Everybody's back. You're welcome, universe. You can undo the fist that the gauntlet makes. Yeah. Pretty handy. Pretty handy. Ha! See what I did there? Actually, I didn't do that on purpose. Just naturally funny, I guess. Now that I'm putting it down and just letting it rest, this is really neat. I'm actually going to turn it this way so we can get a really good close-up of it. But you can see the different gems actually flicker. This is really, really neat. I really love that. It's a really nice detail. Also, just the detail in and of itself is very, very good all the way across. I mean, I love that we have these, you know, if we want to check out all the different details. These aren't soft. They don't feel soft, but they're pretty cool. Oh, it's going to use itself. No! I feel this is a very good gift for anybody who wants to control the universe. And I think it's really awesome. It's a little heavy. It's a little heavy. So maybe not for a small child. They may tip over if they have it on. Which, I mean, that could be a really funny viral video, but whatever floats your boat. But that is it. This is the jam. And it's just really cool. Here's a hand for size. Here, I'll go ahead and here's a human hand for comparison. I don't have a banana. I wish I did. But yeah, this is really cool. Obviously, it looks a little different than the one in Infinity War, which you know, the one in Infinity War seemed to be very gold. This looks like maybe a hot rod red. I don't know, color that maybe we've seen before in the MCU. Again, not going to give away any spoilers, but you know your MCU, you know what you're looking at. That's all I'm saying. I feel like I can do so many things with this. Yeah. Thanos. High five. No, I mean, I think it really pulls the room together. If you're wondering how to get your hand or hands on one of these babies, Hasbro says they're going to release this in the fall. So you got a little bit of time. But if you want to pre-order it, we'll drop that link down in the description. And until then, I mean, this is an awesome, awesome toy. I mean, I super dig this. And honestly, I think I'm going to just Infinity Gauntlet myself to the nearest Taco Bell and get a taco. So, bye guys.
I'll put one on there and make some payments on it.
I just think that's so cool that you can have the both on. One's left and one's right.
I don't want to laugh, but the killed Iron Man.
Right, did somebody actually put on both the armors? Nobody's honored about it. No, 2 seconds.
When do I start?
3, how many seconds do you think they'll live? A normal human.
Maybe like a split second.
At the end of it. They'll explode. Do you think they'll even have...
The Avengers were created in 1963 by Marvel Comics legends Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Consisting of characters that had already debuted in their own standalone titles, the original lineup included Iron Man, Thor, the Hulk, Ant-Man, and the Wasp. The team, dubbed Earth's Mightiest Heroes, first formed in response to a threat from Loki. After defeating the Asgardian villain, the 5 founding members pledged to combine their special powers and unite for the greater good. Unlike in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, however, neither S.H.I.E.L.D. nor Nick Fury had anything to do with the creation of the team. In what would become standard operating procedure for the Avengers, the lineup began to
That's what
change
Ant-Man
right
used to
away.
look like?
The Hulk left by issue 2, Ant-Man became Giant Man, and Captain America joined in Avengers number 4. Captain first debuted in 1941, before Marvel Comics was even called Marvel Comics. Lee and Kirby were reintroducing an old popular favorite. By 1965, the first major overhaul of the membership occurred. Everyone but Cap stepped down,
You can,
with new members Hawkeye, Quicksilver, and the Scarlet Witch joining. This incarnation, dubbed Cap's Cookie Quartet, was interesting in that the new Avengers had all previously played the role of villains. Hawkeye's mentor, the Swordsman, soon joined as well, for just one issue. His membership turned out to be a ruse by the Iron Man villain, the Mandarin, though he would rejoin the team in 1973 as a full-fledged member and hero. In the late 60s, founding members would return to the fold, then leave again, even while new heroes continued to join. This included the Olympian Hercules, and the first mainstream superhero of color, the Black Panther, who had earlier debuted in the Fantastic Four. Writer Roy Thomas also introduced the android Avenger, the Vision, and the Black Knight during this period. Many of Thomas's stories were drawn by the artist John Buscema, and together they brought a grand sense of the mythological to the book, as well as a more adult sensibility. As the team entered the 1970s, such characters as Black Widow would become long-lasting members, while others such as the time-traveling cowboy, the Two-Gun Kid, and Mantis enjoyed shorter terms of service. The 70s also introduced a few very...
And the
Oh, did you see that, Kevin? Did you see that?
That's what it looks like.
Hobo review. Hobo review. Come on, sing it with me. Hobo review. Ain't no life. Okay. Ain't no life. Ain't no life. I guess we'll go with that movie.
it's kind of creepy.
I know.
Oh, no, no. Don't do that.
I've seen them, And they don't bite you either. And they look creepy as the fuck, but they don't bite humans. Kind of like the daddy long leg spiders. They don't really bite you. They can't eat you.
Run, Sonic, run! Oh no! Run far away, Sonic! Yes. Oh, thank God. That's what I was about to know. Okay. Oh, it's actually Happy Feet. It's the movie Happy Feet. Oh, it's pretty good. They're getting killed. No! No place! It's a pretty grim movie. It is. Oh, he dies! Oh, he gets eaten! Oh! Oh! Nice slow-mo there. That was some Happy Feet, if I ever seen some. Okay. Yes, Henry. What do you have for? What is that? Oh, I've seen this one. No! Yeah! I think Kay will know. Where's she rolling to? Where you going, England girl? Okay, okay. Get the world. Go somewhere in England. Oh, fuck. Oh, she's going around the world. Foreign destination. Oh, I get it. Okay. Her typing makes the better. The very picture whatever. I don't type much English. Oh, yeah, go. Nice! Nice! What do you know, Mario? Good job, Mario. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? Oh, sorry, I don't know why I'm acting. I'll dig the plug. Please do replay. Action. Look at that. I'm dying, bitches. Woo! Dude, I should do that when I eat now. Alright, what we got here? Oh my God, damn, them some perfect shields. Yes. Why? Yeah, it spells out to kill the world. It spells out to kill the world. We use what we got and then we go see. Yeah. Happens every time. Oh, my asshole! Oh! That's exactly how I never use my son. That's what you do. That's how you react when your side being goes up the stage. You're like, ah!
conquer. Fight. Local fight. Frost. Rain. Scorpion.
Grandmaster Grumpy Face.
Do you challenge my honor?
Just your sad core outlook.
Round 1. Fight. Round 1. Fight.
Grandmaster Grumpy Face.
I cannot escape my rage.
Knew you'd say some shit like that.
Round 1. Fight.
Grandmaster Grumpy Face.
I cannot escape my rage.
Knew you'd say some shit like that.
Round 1. Fight. Round 1. Fight.
Don't singe my hair, okay?
Vanity is weakness, Cage.
It's a virtue where I come from.
Round 1. Fight. Scorpion.
Grandmaster Grumpy Face.
I cannot escape my rage.
Knew you'd say some shit like that.
Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight. Finish him. Castle Cage wins. Katana. Scorpion.
Can I say it? Just once?
chest like you're signaling your wife you're ready to meet. Papers ain't signed yet. You can't stop staring at her when she asks around. The fear of confrontation, which is why you stayed married to a man who crossed the line. Maybe he lost all your money or let a snake loose in the house.
Did you read my diary?
I read it. Life is short. Let's use this precious time to make some beautiful music. You're singing the wrong part. You're an alto. We haven't sung alto. Things change as when we get older.
Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero wins.